What's up, everybody? Oh, let me. All right, so we're just gonna be shooting this shit with my good friend Mormo Zine. Let me actually invite him. Yep. So just gonna be shooting the shit. Talking about anything, politics, movies. He's into scary movies. I am too. He's a big horror fan, right? I'm a big horror fan. I mean, I'm a fan of a lot of different things, but yeah. So so my channel's been going towards politics lately because of course there was a lot to talk about with Donald Trump and as a president, but the name of this channel is Channel Whoa, so whatever makes me go whoa. that was so lame, but yeah. So I'm just waiting on my buddy right now. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Anybody watching? Let me know. Something you want to talk about? Let me know. You want to come on and talk to me? Let me know. Let's do this. Let's discuss. I don't do debates. I do discussions. Yeah. Oh, here he goes. Here's my buddy.
How you doing?
Ormo, what's up, man? I see you're a Chiefs fan, huh?
Yeah, it's my home team. Got to root for the home team,
Cool, nice, man, nice. Are they the favorites?
I haven't really been following it. I don't get an ESPN or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure. They won last year, so that's got to be good
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, I haven't been watching either, man. A lot of the I don't have ESPN either, but I watch some of the games that they do happen to show on the channels that I have. But yeah, I typically try to go for the Steelers, even though I live in California. But yeah, I like the Steelers, and they had an 11-game streak, and then they started just getting their ass kicked left and right. It's just
Steelers is zombie town, isn't it? Isn't that Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, yeah.
So that's a good zombie team.
Yeah. So what's up, man? What's been going on with you today or this week?
It's been real slow. It's just so.
It's been slow. Yeah. Yeah, I know you told me. That you've been having a lot of internet issues, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, there we go. You're back. Yeah, that kind of sucks, man. That you have internet issues and all that. Is it the service, or is it because of the area, or what is it?
I don't know if it's my internet connection, if it's my green screen software, or if it's my old computer. I'm not exactly sure. But normally I can hear you when it goes out.
Okay.
So basically just keep talking and then eventually I'll catch up.
Sounds good. Yeah, man. So yeah, so I just kind of wanted to hang out and chat. We could chat about anything. I know you said we could talk about horror or politics, whatever. I'm down for whatever, man. It's just kind of we just shoot the shit and talk about whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about politics right now. I heard that today Kamala Harris cast 2 tie-breaking votes, and I think that's a really good thing. I think the Democrats need to push as much helpful stuff as they can to help the people while they can, or else they're going to lose their advantage. So
really, they really do, man. They really do need to do that, and it's really weird. I mean, like most of the people that you talk to, like most of your friends or whatever, do they tend to lean Democrat or Republican, or do you have like a mix of friends that go either ways, or how is that like for you? Like people that you talk to, whether on YouTube, Twitter, or all of that. What are they like? What do they think? Because for me, most of the people that I know on YouTube actually lean more like Republican. Weirdly enough, for me, because I obviously I don't. But and sometimes we get into like conversations. I don't want to say well, I mean, they could be debates, right, where we're sort of arguing back and forth, and I'm just, I'm trying to like show them, like, dude, like, I don't understand why Biden is like so evil to some people and all of that. Of course, he's not perfect, right? We understand that, but I mean, he's definitely better than Trump was, and I have a hard time seeing why some people just like Trump so much. It's almost like I mean, I see it almost kind of cultish in a sense, right? Because I don't really see what he did. I mean, it seems like he divided the hell out of the country, right? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I'm in a red state, so like
Yeah.
if I go in local Facebook groups or something, everyone's always complaining about Biden, blaming everything on Biden.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Like for example, the whole like cancel culture and all that. Like some of the people I'll talk to, they'll say like, "Oh, the Democrats just want to cancel everything and want to limit free speech." And I'm like, "Really?" Like I know that there's people out there that act like that, they're like into cancel culture and all that, but I was like, "Well, I don't know of any major politicians that are actually trying to like enact laws that are going to limit your speech or stuff like that." I'm like, so I don't know, it's like, seems like they're conflating people that lean left with the Democrats, you know what I mean? So it's, yeah,
Yeah.
it's really weird.
Yeah, and
But
it's mostly it seems like it's big tech who's cracking down, and you can't
yeah,
blame them. They don't want to be held responsible for any
yeah,
violence or anything that breaks out. So they're just kind of covering their own ass, by blocking the hate speech and everything.
yeah,
And then I heard that Fox News just canceled Lou Dobbs. So apparently even Fox
really.
News is doing cancel culture
Wow.
now.
Yeah, yeah, see, yeah, and at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, these are, Twitter, Facebook, Fox News. These are all, at the end of the day, private companies that have the right to say who's on their platform and not, right? It's Twitter's not the government, and that's what I see. Like a lot of people sort of, it seems like they conflate Twitter censoring, maybe like banning Donald Trump as like the government. Is like, no, the government, that's not really censorship, because Twitter is a private company that's doing something that they believe is in their best interest for their business.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, and like I know here in Missouri we have Josh Hawley, and he was talking about the cancel culture, and some people just take everything to the extreme where they're saying like conservatives are going to be hunted down and
Yeah,
silenced and all this, and
yeah,
everything's got to be an extreme to some people, and
yeah, exactly.
pretty
Yeah,
ridiculous in my opinion.
yeah. It seems like it's like the extremes on both sides are the most vocal, and so people sort of, they look at the extremes on their opposing side, and then they assume that everybody is the same way, that everybody believes the same thing that those extreme people do as well.
Yeah, I heard that the FBI is actually like the opposite of cancel culture, where they're trying to put in place policies of like information about what tattoos represent certain hate groups and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. They're trying to create a database.
Yeah. Okay. A database. Yeah. 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 I mean, that's interesting. I mean, we'll see how that works out. Of course, there's going to be people out there that are going to complain about that as well, right? Because they're gonna say, well, why does the FBI, deserve to make these to label, right? To make these labels, but I mean, if they're doing their job, that's what they've been doing for as long as the FBI has been around, right? They've been doing that. I mean, back when they were formed, I think, let's see, was the FBI, the G-Man, right? When they were like after like John Dillinger back in the 1930s, they've been doing these things to sort of be able to label people that they believe are threats in order to go after them, right? And I mean, and it seems like they're gonna just continue doing that. Nothing new, nothing new. But so yeah. Um, Give me just a sec. I'm just gonna grab a glass of water. I'll be right back. Normal. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, like the FBI was saying that it's against people's civil liberties to talk about their tattoos and stuff. So
Huh. Yeah. Give me a sec more. I'll be right. I'm just gonna grab a glass of water.
sounds good.
All right. Yeah. So what do you think about like I guess um Biden recently like he did something with the minimum wage, right? He raised it, to like $15 over the course of some time. And then something about like the bathroom bills, right? Like the whole gender thing in the bathroom. So yeah, what's your take on that? What do you think about all that? Um, because there's like this argument. People, so I see it as kind of, in my opinion, fear mongering about like this whole bathroom and gender thing. How like I guess he passed the law. I don't really know too much about it because that's the whole like gender thing is not something that I pay too much attention to. I don't really care about it, but I guess he passed a law saying something like that transgender transsexuals can now use like the bathroom for the women or something like that. Yeah. So what do you think about that?
I support it. I think it's fine. I think the people like the toilet fetish people are a very tiny minority of the
Mm-hmm.
society, and that like nobody's getting off on being in the wrong bathroom or anything.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be like predators in the bathroom or anything like that.
Yeah.
Overall, it doesn't bother me. And then on the minimum wage, I definitely support that. I've been hearing mixed things. I know Bernie
Mm-hmm.
is really pushing for the minimum wage.
Yeah.
That Biden is saying maybe it won't happen, but I think
Yeah.
it definitely has to happen. And like everybody who works full time shouldn't be in poverty, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that as well. Man, definitely. I mean, you can see wages have been stagnating, since like the 70s. I think I was looking at at some data about that, and I think since like the 70s, the hourly wage has only increased, like accounting for inflation, it's only increased like by, I think it was I want to say something like 85 cents or something like that an hour, since the 70s. So that's, it's just like, yeah, something's got to be done, man. If it's not going to happen, with the free market, then, government probably has to come and step in and say, hey, man, there's got to be a minimum wage or something like that, because, yeah, I mean, our buying power, for it to have only increased 80, I think it was 85 cents an hour, is just ridiculous. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
that's what they need to be pushed. Is that's what the Democrats and Biden need to be pushed.
Exactly. Yeah, they need to be pushing for things like that. And yeah, and I agree with you as well with the bathroom and the gender stuff. It's there's no evidence that like people all of us, because there's like the people fear monger that like, oh my god, now like any guy is just gonna like wear pink and they're gonna use that as an excuse to go into the bathroom and assault women. And I'm just thinking, first of all, there's no evidence to suggest that that's gonna happen. Second, the second that they do that, the second that they go in and assault somebody, that's already a crime. What's to stop somebody from going in dressed as a man already, right? Going in as they typically do, they don't
Yeah,
need to dress as a woman. They're going to go in there and they're going to attack somebody. Then, the person is going to yell for help. people are going to see the attack going on. They don't need that as an excuse to attack somebody if they're going to do it already. You know what I mean? So I just, yeah, it's just ridiculous in my opinion. You know, and it's funny because, you know, I was having a sort of like a back and forth with somebody that I know over Twitter on, you know, in private messaging. But you know, he was saying how all that was going to happen, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, don't you find it weird how all of a sudden, you know, you and your friends are all of a sudden worried about these things? Like, when did you ever used to worry about, you know, women getting raped or getting assaulted in the restroom? All of a sudden, it's like this big thing that people are, you know, fear mongering about, but there's no evidence to suggest it. So, you know, it's just weird."
Yeah, people just fear change, and
Exactly.
like I have several transgender friends, and
Uh-huh.
you know I'm an outsider. I kind of don't understand the whole thing, but I
Sure.
just don't see any harm in
Yeah.
letting people use whichever bathroom they want. And
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. People be people, right? Like, it's natural human behavior. I think that's what people forget, that, you know, it's like this this whole man and woman thing. It hasn't always been that way. You know, in fact, a lot of Native American tribes used to have like a third gender. You know, it's not the
I've
whole
heard
gender thing
that.
you know, it's nothing new. You know, it's, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and then the other political thing is there's that David Mancine or what,
Uh-huh.
that guy who's like saying that
Are you talking about Mansion? Joe, is it Joe Manchin? I don't know that's who you're referring to.
it
Um,
is. Yeah, I wasn't
yeah,
sure how to say his name, but
or he's a
saying that,
Democrat. He's a Democrat, but he supports a lot of Republican things. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, and he's saying that we need to have bipartisanship and like a bipartisan agreement on all the bills that are passed, and I'm
Yeah.
totally against that. I think we need to go the opposite direction of that. So I'm
Mm.
not real stoked about that guy right now.
Yeah, yeah. He's, you know, if it's the same person that you're talking about, yeah, a lot of people are not liking him, man, because he seems to be like he's like he's a Democrat, but he seems to be there almost like a plant, like an actual Republican, just, you know, pretending to be a Democrat and making sure that the Democrats don't pass the things that they're trying to pass. You know, it's like he's just blocking it. It seems like, you know.
Yeah, like a dino, a Democrat in name only, they call him.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, man. So I really hope that I really hope Biden does, you know, does do a lot that this country needs, man, you know, because yeah, this country is definitely hurting in a lot of areas, economically especially, you know.
Yeah, the wage discrepancy is just so unfair where you have I don't know the stats, but like something like 80% of the wealth belongs to the top 1%
Yeah,
of the people, stuff
yeah,
like that. And then like Bernie was saying that Trump's tax cut, 83% of the benefit went to the top 1%.
yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
They need to undo that.
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest thing that I really hope that they try to do is healthcare. You know, I really do think that this country, we need free healthcare for the people, you
Yeah,
know.
I agree.
That, I mean, that is, I mean, can you imagine not having to, how many people out there are at jobs that they hate and they're miserable only because they're afraid to lose their health care that's tied to their jobs? You know what I mean? And then of course also also talking about everybody who can't even afford healthcare in the first place, you know, and they don't go to doctors, and you know they might develop sicknesses that get worse and worse over time because they don't catch them, because they don't want to go to the doctor and pay for the doctor because it's too expensive. And it's like, and then you look at other countries that have some form of healthcare where everybody's covered, and it seems like the service is not going to get worse, right? Where there's not going to be like, death panels, or like what do you call that, where service is going to be what do you call that, what's that word, where the only I forget the word, but like, where only some people will get services and not others. It seems
Yeah.
fine.
I'm in a position myself where I have a condition that
Mm-hmm.
I need to take medicine once a month, expensive medicine,
Yeah.
and I need counseling and therapy and everything.
Okay.
And the only way I can afford it right now is through Medicaid. And so I can work part time in like a
Yeah.
minimum wage job, but
Yeah.
I couldn't move up the corporate ladder and become a manager because then I'd make too much money to get Medicaid, but not enough to cover my medical bills.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's a problem. People shouldn't be having to make that choice. It's your life. It's your life, or try to get a job that is going to pay more, but then you can't afford the medicine, and your health is going to suffer. For some people, you can die. It's just, that shouldn't be that way, man. It should not in the country that's supposed to be the best country in the world, and the richest country in the world, right? Like,
For sure.
that shouldn't be the case, man. That's amazing to me that people think that people disagree with free healthcare. I just don't understand why why they. I mean, I hear the arguments, but I don't know why. It's like, why?
Yeah, I don't think we'll get Medicare for all under Biden. He
No, no.
during the debates he said he was against it, and he's
Yeah,
trying to do
yeah,
Obamacare, which I'm stuck in the same situation,
yeah,
unfortunately. But
yeah. And before Obamacare, what was it like for you?
um, let's see, I was in a slide. I was at a sliding scale, and I was at a clinic that I think they got subsidies from the government or something
Okay,
where they would only charge me a little bit for my services and stuff. And also, I was taking an older medication.
yeah,
Obviously, I want to be on the best medication for me because
yeah, of
the
course.
older ones have all kinds of side effects like weight gain, and they
Mhm.
blow up my diet. I'm diabetic as well, and so
Okay.
like
Yeah,
all the other medications have negative side effects that affect my diabetes and stuff. So
yeah, 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 yeah. I see. Yeah, yeah. Like when I heard that Biden said he was against Medicare for all, I think now I could be wrong, but it seems like what he's saying is that it's impossible to get Medicare, like go from where we're at to Medicare for all, to make that like jump. That I
uh,
think he's saying, it sounds like he's trying to get what he can, like what he thinks is realistically, what he can realistically get away with is what he wants to push for. It seems like, so I don't necessarily think that he's like somebody's like saying like, no, I'm against Medicare for all. I just think that like he's thinking that if he tries to get that, he won't get nothing at all. That's that. Does that make sense what I said?
yeah, it does, and that's one of the things I did like about Biden is that he's been in politics so long. He knows what works and how to cross the aisle and how to get things
Exactly.
passed and stuff. He has that experience on knowing what will work and what won't. So he could be right about that, but it seems like especially now when we got a slight majority, might be a good time to get Medicare for all.
Yeah. At least push for it or something like that. Yeah. 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 I
But
don't.
Obamacare's better than nothing. I know.
Yeah.
Like my mom finally got insurance after years of not having it because of Obamacare.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And then what Trump did with that, by removing the what was it, the mandate or something like that, right? I guess that really hurt Obamacare for a lot of people. A lot of people lost their health insurance because of that. And yeah, man. I mean, how many times did he keep? I don't know if you ever saw him say this, but I saw him say this countless times. He kept saying that he had a plan and that it was going to be released in like 2 weeks, and then those 2 weeks came and nothing. And then they
yeah.
like talk again like months later, be like, "Oh yeah, I got a plan like 2 weeks," and then nothing. It's like it seemed like the man was not doing anything, you know. Like
Yeah,
no,
he never released any.
no. It- like when he was in office, the way I envisioned the government was like autopilot, right? Like he's at the helm, but he's like here's a steering wheel and he's at the helm and he just like walk back and let like everybody else sort of grab the steering wheel, like everybody around him,
Yeah, and he surrounded himself with real terrible people too, which was part of the problem.
Yeah, yeah. Man, my computer's about to die. I gotta plug it in.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I'm just drinking. I drink like 1/3 apple juice, 2/3 water. That's what I'm having right now.
Oh, is that right? 1/3 apple juice. Why? Like, does that just help you drink more liquid, or
Yeah,
what?
it cuts down on the sugar. There's a lot of sugar in apple juice, so it just makes it a lot healthier for me. And I'm trying to drink as much water as I can. So
Yeah, stay hydrated, right? Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at drinking water myself. Like, I have to drink something that's flavored. Typically, if it's just water, like right now, I'm drinking water, but typically, if it's just water, I won't really like jug it down unless it has some flavoring. So I buy like those small I think they're called Mios, right? They're like sugar free, and I just squirt a little bit of flavor in there, and that way I can drink a lot more liquid. But yeah, I actually don't have any right now, but yeah, I need some flavoring. But no, but I hear what you're saying about the apple juice. It can be, even though it's natural and from the fruit and everything, it's like super concentrated sugar, you know?
yeah, they got at the local grocery store. I can get big old jugs for $1 of apple juice,
Yeah.
and it's such a good deal. I can't pass it up. And then like I say, I just water it down so that it's a little healthier to drink, and I get that flavor, like you say. And so,
Yeah, yeah, help definitely makes it easier to jug it down. But yeah, man. So uh, yeah. So is it? Have you? Do I forget? Do you have Netflix?
I do, but I hardly ever watch it.
Okay.
I don't watch a whole lot of TV anymore.
Okay. Yeah. I just watched a movie called Hellfest.
Oh, I saw that on the big screen. That's a rad movie
Yeah, I just watched it. It was pretty cool.
with
It was a good time, man.
with
Yeah.
Tony Todd, right?
Was that? Oh yeah, with Tony Todd. Yeah, Tony Todd was in there. Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Watch that, and it was pretty cool, man. I liked it. I liked it.
that movie brought back a lot of nostalgia for me because when I was younger, I used to be an actor in haunted house events in
Oh really?
October.
Oh, that's
So it
cool, man.
reminded me a lot of when I was younger and had fun scaring people and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds like fun. Was that? Oh, I'm talking to my friend. Yeah, yeah. That was my daughter. Yeah, yeah, man. That was yeah. That I live by not. You used to live in Southern California, so I live by Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah,
So every Halloween we would go because they have Not Scary Farm. You
yeah,
know,
I've been to it. That's an awesome event.
okay, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that reminded me of that, Las Scary Farm, and I think even Magic Mountain, in Valencia used to have something similar as well, which was pretty cool. I've only been there like a couple times, but yeah, we try to make it like at least every other year to Not Scary Farm, man. It was so much fun.
Did you get to see El?
Oh, what I missed that. So I'll just wait for you, but yeah, man. The last time I went there was actually like a couple years before the whole pandemic thing, the whole COVID thing. But this year, yeah, this year was Halloween was pretty boring just because of COVID. But and I was definitely missing Not Scary Farm. But no, what were you saying?
I was just wondering if you got to see Elvira at Not Scary Farm because she had a show there for quite
Yeah,
a
you
few
know what?
years.
No, I didn't get to see her, man. I didn't get to see her, but I every time I hear about that, I'd be like, man, I wish I had, because yeah, I mean, I remember Elvira when I was a kid. I remember watching those shows. When she'd on and then she'd have the movies on. That was Elvira, man. She's a legend.
Yeah, she's great, very funny, great actress,
Yeah.
and also very smart at business. She
Yep.
was a smart businesswoman and made a lot of money with that character, so I
Yeah.
respect that too, you know.
Good looking too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
She's definitely showing off her assets, right?
Yeah, and her pinball machine, she had a really good pinball machine too called Scared
Yeah,
Stiff.
you know what? Yeah, I played that machine. I remember playing the pinball machine. I love pinball machine games, man. I remember that one. I remember that one. I played it a few times at a bowling alley that I'd go to. That's like maybe 5 minutes away from where I lived at the time, and I'd go there, do some bowling, and then play the pinball game for like an hour straight. Just
Yeah.
putting in quarters, man. That was fun. So much fun, man.
Yeah, we got a really cool arcade here. I don't know if you've seen my videos about it. That reminds me I need to go support that place. I'm worried that they're not gonna survive the
The pandemic.
quarantine.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Wow,
know
man.
there's usually a couple people in there, but it's not full or nothing. I don't know. I'm hoping that they're making enough money to stay open.
Yeah. I feel like I have seen a video a while back, one of your videos about that arcade. Is it like the older style arcades?
Yeah, it's called Branson 1984, and it's based off of like an 80s arcade.
That's really cool, man.
They
Yeah.
have they have two parts. They have a pinball room
Uh-huh.
where it's like 50 cents a game, and then they have a video game arcade where you pay $10 and then you get unlimited play on all of the arcade games for as long as they're open. So
Yeah, arcades are definitely one of those things that are like unique to the 80s, It's like so unique. I mean they went into the 90s as well, but like I'll always remember them as like an 80s thing, you
yeah,
know? And yeah, man, I remember just walking into the arcades, as a kid and with like my uncle or something like that or a cousin and just getting lost in there like and just like all the fun. It was so awesome walking into arcades and it's like now they're pretty much gone. So,
yeah.
so
There's still a few. There's still a few, but they're different now. Where the games are like $1 or $2 a piece, and it's a big machine where you're like dancing or moving around and stuff.
yeah, yeah,
The machines are a lot different, and it's
sure.
just a different kind of experience now. There's a couple different arcades. I like the retro arcade. That's the one I go to, but
Yeah,
there's another one, and like I say, they have these big giant machines, and it's a lot different now.
yeah, yeah. I remember putting like the stand in line and then you put like your quarter on the little screen like at the bottom of
Yeah,
it's like I'm next and you put your quarter there. It's
yeah,
like you
totally.
guarantee your spot now. It's like yeah, I miss those days for sure.
The biggest machine I remember when I was a kid is they came out with a machine that was a hologram. It was a video game that had a hologram in it, and it was
Really?
similar to like Dragon's Lair or Space Ace, where you of something would flash and then you had to move the joystick that way.
Okay,
But
okay.
it was a like a plate of glass, and then the holograms would pop out, and
Yeah, yeah. That does sound familiar. That does sound familiar. Yeah, I can't envision it 100% in my mind, but I do kind of remember that now that you mention it, I do kind of remember something like that. Yeah, yeah. Man, that was so much fun, man.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's cool talking to you, man. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
I've been watching The Stand. I'll probably do a review pretty soon. There's like one more episode, I think, and then it's done. And it's so. It's not as good as the '90s one, but it's been fairly entertaining. My mom ordered CBS All Access
Yeah.
so that I could watch the games because I can't get CBS on antenna here.
Uh-huh.
So I like watch the playoff games on CBS All Access, and they have quite a bit to look at, and it's a pretty cool channel. And then I like Hulu for the game shows because game shows are making a comeback, and they got Press Your Luck and Match Game and
Yeah.
um, Weakest Link and quite a few different game shows I enjoy watching. I'm mostly really excited for the Super Bowl. I bought a 12 pack like maybe a week ago, and I just been keeping it in the fridge,
Really?
saving it.
How you holding up?
Huh?
How are you stopping yourself from taking a beer, man? That whole week.
Yeah, it's just a lot of self-discipline. I really only drink when I'm making movies or when there's a sports game on.
Uh-huh.
That's I've got to be so careful with money right now, so I got
Yeah.
to be like ultra careful, and so beer is kind of like a treat. And if I'm making a movie, I'll have a few beers or something. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about is that my Horror Cash University, I got a membership site. It's
Uh-huh.
kind of similar to Netflix where you pay a monthly fee
Yeah.
and then you get access to all of my training movies and stuff. I make
Okay.
these movies called Horror Cash, and
Yeah.
they're like where I'm a horror host, but instead of showing old movies, I show make money online training videos.
Mm-hmm.
It's this thing I'm doing. It's not super popular right now. I'm hoping it'll catch on
Yeah.
eventually. But
Yeah.
I just put it on sale. It's normally $3.99 a month.
Uh-huh.
And if you go to my channel, there's a video and there's a link in the video. I'm doing 50% off in the first month.
Okay.
So you can get your first month for $2, and then it's $3.99 after that. But
Got you. Got you.
that's one of the things I'm working on right now. And
All right.
I really love putting the movies together. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then I checked out your what was your big Baker County, I think Baker County prospecting as well, right? I saw your video, you were talking about that. You were saying how like YouTube sent you let you know that it's not getting as many views or anything anymore, right? And that video, man, I saw it, right? Like, it has so many views. That's probably like your most viral video. It has like, I think it was like over 1 million, 2 million views. That's a lot of views. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, that probably brought you in a good chunk of change, right? I'm assuming, and
yeah,
hopefully,
I got a little over $2,000 from it,
that's
and
good, man.
it was pretty exciting to see it
Yeah,
blow up like it did. It has
yeah,
like close to 1.5 million views and
yeah. It was like over 1 million. Yeah.
comments, and
That's awesome. It's like you hit the algorithm like well with that, right? That like it must have been the title and whatever it was, right? Like people were definitely clicking on it. That thing went viral.
yeah, it got good watch time. I think that's why YouTube promoted it so much, where people would
Wow.
start it. It's an hour and 50 minutes
Yeah,
long, so
it's really
people
long.
would watch it and then watch it all the way through. So they were staying on YouTube for a long time. And then I had an ad about every half hour. And that's so YouTube just really started promoting it.
Yeah,
I wish I could duplicate that again with one of
yeah,
my other.
that'd be really good. Who shot that? Was that you shooting that?
Yeah, I was the cameraman and and then this the star of the movie kind of had an idea of what he wanted it to look like.
Uh-huh.
I just knew that he was a good at rock hunting and processing rocks and everything,
Yeah.
and gems and stuff. And so I pitched the idea. Originally, it was going to be a show, and then
Uh-huh.
I decided to make it a movie, and he went along with it. And yeah, it was a great success. Like I say, I'm just trying to figure out how to duplicate like
Yeah.
that again and get another movie to be
Yeah,
as
I thought I was gonna,
popular as that.
yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that, man. You got to find a way to duplicate that. Maybe, yeah, find something else that you can make a similar movie about. So about somebody trying to show whatever talent or skill that they have, how to show the audience to do the same thing or something like that. Where you're actually like in the out in the open or something like that. Something similar, you know, that'd be really good. I know you live in I think you said Missouri, right? You live in Missouri. Are there any nice like natural formations out there or something like that?
Yeah,
That
there's prospecting in Arkansas. They have mines and prospecting and
yeah.
stuff. That's what my mom is always trying to push me into doing, is to traveling down to Arkansas and making another prospecting documentary. But that
Uh-huh.
one's going to get pulled offline. It's a long, stupid story I don't want to get into, but I got to take it down, unfortunately.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's still making me like $3 or $4 a month, so I hate to take it down, but
Yeah.
just for a kind of a dumb reason, I have to take it down.
That-
So
yeah. Yeah. That sucks.
yeah. Well, man, it's been good talking to you. I'm sorry my connection is so bad that
No worries, man. I understand. It's not your fault.
yeah, we'll have to do it again. Maybe we'll do it over on my channel next time.
Definitely.
I try not to get into politics too much on my channel, just
Yeah.
because most people are just there to see me eat fast food. That's like
Yeah.
all the audience really cares about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I kind of figured that, that's why I asked you, like, we know what you want to talk about if you wanted to go on your channel or mine. But yeah, no, I understand that for sure. Yeah. That's cool, man. Wait, hey, thanks for coming on, man. It was awesome talking to you and just shooting the shit and you know, just talking about whatever, man. We hopefully we can do it again.
for sure, have a great night.
Okay, all right, Mormo. All right, take it easy. Now, do you want me to? I don't. So this is the first time I go on to this. Myself. So like, do you want me to send you the video? You want to? Well, you probably don't want to upload it because of the political stuff, right? But just let me know if you do, if you change your mind or whatever. All right.
Well, what I'll do is I'll post it on my YouTube posts, because I have over 1,000 subscribers, so I can do posts on YouTube.
Uh
So
huh.
I'll post a link to it for my fans to look at, and then I'll share it on social media and everything. So
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good, Mormo. Hey, well, you have a good night, man, and I'll see you next time, man.
awesome! Thanks so much.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.